Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining you the problem Mapley and multiplication. So it was asked in Codeforces round 1048 for division 2. So let's read out the problem. Malpay has two positive integers a and b since she may perform the following operations any number of times, possibly 0, to make a equals to b. Okay, so she is trying to basically make a equals to b. Choose any positive integer x and multiply either a or b by x. Your task is to determine the minimum number of operations required to make a equal to b. It can't be proven that this is always possible. Okay, so yeah, they've given in the input format they've given integer t denoting number of test cases, and for every test case we have two positive integers a and b, and they've given three test cases. The first test case is like we have 1 2. So let me take you to the board and explain you. So in the first test case they've given a as 1 and b as 2. In the second 10 3. In the second they've given 10 3, and in the third they have given 1000 and 1000. So this is a trivial case, as you can see. So okay, let me first try to tell you what they're in the question what they've said. So in the question what they said is like a and b two integers they've given, and we need to find one integer x. We need to find one integer x. It is a positive integer x, and what we'll be doing is we'll be either multiplying a into x or we'll be doing b into x. We'll be multiplying. Our main intention in this is that we need to make a equals to b. Both should be made equal. So okay, if you want to make equal, so initially only a and b both are equal, right? So in this case if we see both a and b are initially equal, so we don't need to do any this operation what they've said. So choose basically integer x and either multiply a by x or b by x. So even if you choose, let's say x is equal to 1, so in that case a into x will be 1000 into 1, which is 1000 only, right? And since here you are doing one operation, so this is a waste, right? Even if you don't do any operation, both a and b are equal, which means in this case you don't need to do any operation. So one case we have understood is that if a equals to b, so in that case your answer will be 0, so you don't need to do any operation. This one I think is clear. Now let's take first case wherein a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So one thing you will have to understand is that whenever either a or b are 1, if a is 1, you want to make a and b equal. So what do you do in that case? So basically take b and multiply with the a. So if you take a is equal to a into b, if you do, so that will be 1 into 2, which is 2, which is basically like x. In this case you'll be choosing as 2, so you will be multiplying a into x. So you have 2 here, a, and b is already 2. So how many operations you are doing? Basically only one operation you have done, right? Like you have taken x as 2, which is actually b only, so you have done it. So whenever either a is 1 or b is 1, in that case you are taking only one operation. But in the contest, during contest I thought of that way, but it is not the case. I'll be telling you. So let's say we have a as 5 and b as 1. So in this case also, since b is 1, so in order to make a equals to b, what do you do? Take x as 5, now multiply b into x, b as b into x. So b is 1, x is 5, so this will give 5. So now both a and b are equal. So whenever either a equals to 1 or b equals to 1, in that case your answer is 1. But okay, so we can think of let me again try to take one more example and tell you. When any a is 4 and b is 2, right? So in this case if you see Okay, before taking this case, let me try to take the case wherein we don't have any common divisor. So let's take the case wherein a is equal to 10. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 3. So in this case, if you see, we don't have any common divisor, right? So in this case, what do? You take x in one time as b, and one more time you take x as a. Now when you are taking x as b, multiply a with a into x. When you are taking x is equal to a, in that case you multiply b with b into x, right? So if you do a into x, a is 10 and b is 3, so this will give 30, and in this case b is 3, x a you have taken, x a means it is 10, right? So this will give 30. So how many operations you're doing? One operation and two operation. So whenever you have a different number a and b, so in that case, if you want to make both equal, take this number and multiply with the a, and take this number a and multiply with b. So in that case your answer will be 2. So in the else condition, your answer will be 0. I'm building just how to solve this. Okay, now this one I think you guys understood, but one more thing what I said was, whenever a equals to 1 or b equals to 1, in that case your answer will be 1, right, as I showed you. But if you think of this way, like let's say a is equals to 4 and b is equal to 2. Now if you see, it's uh, like in the previous case I showed for this 10 and 3, what you were doing, you were taking 3 multiplying a with 3, you were taking 10 and multiplying b with 3. So if you try to do that thing here, so now you take x is equal to 2, which is b, and you do a is equal to a into x. What is a? A is 4, x is 2, so you are getting 8. One operation you have done. In the second operation you will take x is equal to a, which is 4, and you do b is equal to b into x. What is b? B is 4, sorry, b is 2. What is x? X is 4, that is equals to 8. So basically you are doing two operations, but they have asked you to minimize the operation, right? So what we will doing is, if you see clearly, like this is 4 and this is, and 4 is a multiple of 2, right? So why can't you take x is equal to 2 and multiply b with 2? So now if you do b into x, this is separate solution and this one is separate. Your b is 2 and you're taking x is 2, and if you try to now take like you have done only one operation, you have got b as 4, right? B is equal to this thing, so b is 4, you have got a is also 4. So the thing what I have said you, like a is equal, whenever a is equal to 1 or b is equal to 1, that was true only, but here in generalized way we can do is that if a modulo b equals to 0, which means if b divides a, in this case that is true, 4 modulo 2 is equals to 0. Or it may happen that let's say a is equals to 8 and b is equal to 16. So in that case b modulo a is equal to 0. If that is the case, so in this case what you can do, you can take x is equal to 2 and multiply a with a into x. You can do that, a into x, your a will be 8 and x is 2, so 16. Both a and b are equal. So in the generalized way what we can write is that whenever a modulo b is equal to 0 or b modulo a is equal to 0, in that case you will be doing only one operation. So as you can see, you will be doing only one operation, right? So and this a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, whatever I said, this will be generalized because 1 divides any number. So let's say you have this thing, so in this case you can write b modulo a equals to 0, right? Because b is 2, modulo a is 1, so this is 0. So I think now we can generalize the idea. So the generalized idea here we have is that if a is equal to b, both are equal, it was the third case wherein a and b both were 1000. So in that case we don't need to do any operation. Else if a modulo b equals to 0 or b modulo a equals to 0. If this is the case, then your answer will be 1. Or else, in the case wherein we don't have multiple, I mean the like a modulo b not equal to 0 or b modulo a not equals to 0. So in that case, you take this number, multiply with a, and take a and multiply with b. So in that case, you will be doing two operations. So else your answer is 2, not 0. My bad. So let's try to code it up. So I had already coded. Let me try to code in front of you. So what we have is test cases in the input. So I have taken care of test case here, and after like for every test case we have two integers a and b. So let me take two integers a and b and their values. So once I've taken their values, yeah, we need to find the answer. Let me take answer is equal to 0 first, then I'll call if a equals to b. If that is the case, then our answer is 0 as I showed on the board. Else if a modulo b equals to 0 or b modulo a equals to 0. So if that is the case, then your answer is 1, right? Else your answer is 2. At the end you will have to display this answer. Let's try to run it. Yeah, it is getting passed. Let's try to submit the code. Codeforces. Problem name is mapline multiplication. Let's try to submit it. So yeah, it got accepted. I think you guys can solve in this way. So basically, I think you guys are clear with the explanation what I've showed. I mean, what I've told on your board. So whenever a and b are equal, so you don't need to do any operation. If one element divides other element, then in that case you need to take only the dividend part and multiply with that. So in that case our answer is 1. Else you need to take other elements and multiply it in order to make both the elements equal. So in this case you will be doing two operations. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video.